Hi, it's Lawrence from Egg Workshops, and for this live, I'm going to go over something that's a question that I've been asked a number of times, that people that want to actually look at selling what they make, and even if it's just to get the material costs back. Now, this is a very sort of rough guide, very simple one, and you need to keep it simple. You need to keep it as simple as possible. And this is how you would start off, and this is how you would make the first inroads to actually establishing yourself as a business, establishing yourself as someone that other people would like to buy from. So I will go straight on with this. Let's start that there. I'll just take this and we go. Right now, so this is whether it's starting your own business or just getting back your material costs, it's going to be the same. It's going to be the same process, whatever you do. But as I will keep going, keep it simple, keep it really focused on what you want to do. So can you sell them as I actually make? Yes, you can. You look at the things that people buy. You look at the things, and even in the current situation that we're in, people are still spending money. And if you have something of value, you have something that you have invested your time and your effort in, then there is no reason that you can't look at presenting this in the right way and look at it something that other people will value enough to actually pay for it. So keep it simple, keep your focus, keep this whole process as simple as possible to make sure you can follow it, because the whole thing is about putting it into action. But why listen to me? Well, I've been in business 18 years. I've had times where there's been a lot of money coming in. I've had times where then there's been no money coming in. And what I've done the last 2 years is gone down the marketing rabbit hole to find out what's actually working, what doesn't work, and how you can actually get things moving in the right direction, because there is an awful lot out there which is quite useless. There are courses that all you will do is make somebody else rich by buying their course, but the courses themselves won't actually do anything for you. So I want you to avoid the mistakes that I've made. There are things that I'm going to say here, and I'll say about sort of posting things, and you can go and look at my social media and you think, oh, he's not, Lawrence isn't posting that often, he's not got that much on there. That's because I made the mistake when I started of hitting everything. I have 6 social media platforms, I have 6 different audiences, and I'm now in the process of actually pulling back from a lot of them, focusing on the ones that allow me to get my message across better, and not trying to chase everything and make everything work. And this is what I want you to avoid. So if you'll want to sell, how do you make yourself stand out when we're all exposed to an average of between 5,000 and 10,000 adverts per day? You go, just Google this, you will see those sorts of figures around. So we have so much information coming in. We have so many things, so many businesses that want our attention, and you've got to think, well, how can I get known when you've got all that out there? You need people to be buying not just what you make, but why you make it. And that is something that is unique to you. This is what you need to find. This is what you need to share with people, because effectively you're selling something which is a part of you. If you're a creative, if you're an artist, something that is unique to you, but you need to be able to get that across. First thing is you've got to cover your bills. Do not get sucked into the promise of making millions online. You will see, once you start looking at this in marketing, you will see this so often. You'll see all these different courses, all these different gurus. I will give you the name of the one that I absolutely trust, but there are so many out there. And as I said, they make their money by selling courses to people on how to make money. And a lot of the time, these things don't work. So make sure you cover your bills. You've got your bills, whether you need another job or whatever. This is a long game, but this is the most effective one. Start simple. Again, go back to keeping it simple and prepare the ground. Now, there's sort of two ways to look at this. The first sort of method is you'd register as a business. Now, I understand these different things for different countries, and some of them are very difficult to start up on your own. Here in the UK, you just register as just a sole trader for tax purposes, and you do your tax accounts once a year. And when you start selling stuff, product liability insurance, just something for when your stuff goes out the door. Now, even this, I know some people say, God, how do I do all that? Well, you can find out. There are a number of websites that can walk you through these sorts of things. But what you can do is get on one platform and start posting. Now, you can do this today. You can do this now. Whenever you're watching this, you can do it now. And this is the start of the whole process of having something and being someone that people want to buy from. Now, just pick one, whether it's Instagram or whatever, and focus on that. And as well as posting on this platform, you need to be sure to allocate time to learn it. All of these platforms have guides to them, so you can find out how best to use them. There are other courses out there, but make sure, as well as posting on whichever platform you choose, that you're going to allocate time to learn how to use that platform well. And this is why you only need to focus on one. So what platform? Well, it depends what you feel comfortable with. It depends what works for you. So you have Instagram. It's more sort of like a magazine one. It's very visual. You've got Facebook. If you're just even on your personal profile, there are things you can do for that. You can start a Facebook business page if you want. Pinterest, very interesting one. I'll go over that a bit more later. Twitter is something that has a completely different audience. For me, my audience on Twitter is very much more on the academic end, very much more on the historical end of Roman mosaics. So I don't tend to use that much in terms of YouTube. YouTube is actually a very big search engine. I believe it's only second after Google as a search engine. So you can use that if you feel more comfortable doing videos. It's really, you've got to have a look and see, do a bit of homework and see what suits you, see what you like. The important thing is that you are actually posting stuff out. Now, if you get to the point where you're ready to sell, you want people to pay you, well, you can go to something like MailChimp.com and get a landing page, which is basically a one-page website. And you can get a payment link on there. Again, if you go to MailChimp and you look at their learning guides, they will walk you through this because it's in their interest for you to actually use their platform. Now, you can get that for free. You can get that without paying anything. Or you can go for one of the free shops or paid shops. So, like for instance, we start on the left here. I'm on Equid. You can have a free account with them, up to 10 products on there. It's not going to cost you anything. You just get it there. Then if somebody says, well, I'd like to buy that, you just go, off you go. Go to my shop here and give them your address there. Shopify, if you want a paid shop, that's got a good reputation if you're looking at starting and you want to go into the paid systems. And then you have eBay and Etsy, big platforms. Both are free to post. Well, eBay you're paying to post, but it's only a small amount. Etsy a lot of craftspeople talk about this. Again, this is one of those ones where they'll have a lot of guides for you to set you up, to get you going well, to start you getting eyes onto it. The problem with Etsy is you have an awful lot of other people on there. And so you need to make sure that you're willing to put the time in there. Etsy has 2.5 million active sellers. So there's you, another 2.5 million on there. Now, I just went in, I put in mosaic in the search on Etsy. I got just under 140,000 results. So someone going on there, they wanted a mosaic. There's you and 140,000 others want to sell to them. I put in specifically my area, Roman mosaic, 616, 13 pages. And like Google, if you're not on the first page, you're not going to get seen. So that is good because they have a lot, they've got a lot of the systems set up, but don't forget you are also competing with others. So you have your platform where you're posting out. If you're ready and you're ready to think you're going to sell, then you get a payment, some way of taking money from people. The other thing then you can move on to is think about is getting a blog or a video blog on YouTube. Now, WordPress seems to be, I would say, is the best to set up a blog on, because a blog is just your you can blog, say, sort of up to about 3 times a week, say, and really it's just your commentary on what's going on, but you can do more than you can on somewhere like if you're posting on Instagram. WordPress has .com.org. The great thing with this is WordPress.org means that you take your blog with you. You take your blog around with you. If you wanted just a free one, you go to WordPress.com. You can get a free one. Your people will see, visitors there will see some adverts on there. But really, if you just want to get started, you don't spend some money, then you can start on .com and then you can move on to .org later, because .org means you have to pay someone to have your WordPress hosted by them. So basically, if you want to just write stuff down, you can go to WordPress.com, or there's even Medium.com, which is an article website. Gets a lot of traffic, but quite a few people now are using that as a to establish their blog. But again, keeping it simple. The main thing is that you start posting. So get your platform, Instagram, whatever, and just start posting on it. If you can't do anything, you don't get the shop. If you're not got the thing, I don't know how to do the blog. Don't worry about it. You can get that later. Just start posting now. Look to build up conversations, because this is all social media is. People say, "Oh, doing Facebook or doing Twitter," or doing. It's just having conversations with people, but you're doing it electronically. So this is why I have this pet hate when you see people posting on somebody's Facebook page and they're asking questions and somebody's not monitoring it and they're not answering it. It's basically someone is saying, "Wow, I really like your stuff," and then you're completely ignoring them. So keep in mind that when you're posting on social media, you are looking to build up your audience by having conversations. You are looking to chat with them. Even if somebody says something on your post, on your Instagram or whatever, on your Facebook, at least do a like on it. As a bare minimum, do the like on there, because it shows that you're paying attention to them. Now, sometimes, particularly Facebook, keeps changing things and you might miss some people's comments, but whenever you see them, please make sure that you answer them, because you want conversations. Now, when you're posting, document or create. You get a second one first. This when you create something, it is you're building it up from scratch. So if you're doing a post on Instagram, you're thinking, right, okay, what shall I do on Instagram? Well, I will plan to do whatever, and then I will plan it all out, and I will sketch it out, and then I'll write it, and then I will. You're being very involved in it. You're creating something like building blocks, adding one thing on top of the other. Or the better one, you document what you're doing. That's all you do. Just take a photo of your work, and if you're noticing something, oh, this has gone really well. Look at this, or this is going wrong. I can't understand. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be how your stuff is fantastic and how well it is all the time. You're just documenting. You're sharing what you do. You're allowing people into your creative process. So at the minimum, you've got your platform. Start documenting on it. If you can only do, say, 3 times a week or once a week, then do that, but stick to it. Make sure it's consistent. You need to think about doing as much as you can with it, because, as I say, if you want to build this up, it's going to take work. It's going to take the time. Just get it out. You can always get better. It doesn't matter if the photo's not great. People say, oh, you have to have fantastic, really good professional photos, or it'll put people off. It doesn't matter. A lot of people aren't going to see your stuff for a while anyway, because you're just not going to appear on the radar. So you can always improve on it. You can't improve on what's not there. If you wait until you've got all the equipment and everything ready, then you'll never get there. And this is the big thing: is people lose out on this because they just don't get started. Imagine this: if you had to run a marathon and you'd not been running before at all, how would you start? You can start researching your diet, what type of running shoes, what training regime you should have. Look at different runners' programs, look at how much water you need, what about your diet and how much. Or you can get your trainers on and get out the door and start running. And if you can't run, you can walk. Then you can figure out the rest of it on the way. The thing is, for the second one, you just get out and you just get going. You get started, and that's what's important. Because, as I've said, so many people never get going. They never make it, and they never do what they want to do, for the simple reason they just don't start. So, getting into the world of marketing. Marketing is about getting your stuff known to people. This is not marketing. This, please buy my stuff. I'm a small business. I've got my little girl's dancing lessons to pay for. I totally get where this is coming from, but this is not marketing. It is not your family's responsibility to share your stuff around. It is your responsibility to get your stuff around. Once you take that on board, once you take the complete responsibility for what you're doing, for what you want to achieve, then it will get much better. It will be much clearer for you. Now, so this is just a rough guide to get started. So you've got, back to it, get the platform, one platform, start posting on that. Think about a way to get people's money. If they want to buy, then you can think about your blog. There's email marketing and there's all sorts of things, but the main thing is that you just get started. You just start posting out. I've been in this business for 18 years. If I had started my blog and kept one blog, kept my WordPress one from 18 years ago, just imagine how much stuff I would have that I've got for new courses, for new things, stuff that I've forgotten, commissions that I never properly documented. So get out there, Just get it started. You can figure out the rest of it on the way. There are going to be people to follow. There are going to be people you will need help. You will need advice. Who do you follow? Simple. Just pick one. You've got to just pick one for a specific area or overall and follow them. It's a bit like, you imagine you're a cowboy or a cowgirl, you turn up to a ranch, you're going to work, you need a horse to ride. So what the most ineffective way to do it is you just pick a horse, saddle it up, ride it round in the arena, in the kraal for a couple of laps, then think, oh no, I don't try another one. You get off, you get another horse, and then you try them, you do a trot round in a couple of, so, oh no, I don't like those, you get another. You never get out and do the work. What you need to do is you need to ask people's advice. You go to the old workers there and say, what do you think is going to be a good horse for me? You take their opinions, then you make your decision, then you saddle it up and you work the damn thing. And that's what it's all about. You need to pick one person, you need to pick courses, the information that they have, and then you really need to use it. I follow Miles Beckler. He's a digital marketer. He's on YouTube. He is the best one, to my mind, my opinion. I have gone through a hell of a lot looking at what they've done, and this guy is a real deal, because he will tell you, you need to know, your audience need to know, like and trust you, and that is what I do with him. And he is a digital marketer, therefore you go to his YouTube channel and he will have things on Instagram, Pinterest. His Pinterest ones are really interesting, particularly if you're doing crafts, how to set up a blog, how to set up the technical side of the blog, what to include. He can't do your content. You've got your content inside, his creatives. We've got a lot of that there. He tells you how to put it out, but he says the same thing. You've just got to get out there. You've got to get started. He's got free videos. He's got free courses. Thing to notice when you look at him, his videos on YouTube, notice there's no adverts at the beginning. You know, if you've not got the paid account there, you got 5 seconds to watch the ad before you can get into the video. He does his videos without ads, and he says, I make my money doing my job. I do these videos to help people, to help them get along. I do not make money by being very good at getting people on my videos and then having them sit through somebody else's adverts. Other names down below, Mike Killen is a different type of marketing, but he's, again, very good, very straightforward, no ads on his YouTube channel. Russell Brunson, his marketing is fantastic. You see, he's got a particular brand of software that he will push. He is very good, knows what he does. Look at the way he presents it, looks at the way he does it. His books, he has 3 books out at the moment, and they are very good. But always keep it simple. Go back. If you're starting to get confused, you need to go back to one person that you're following, or you need to go back to one platform that you're posting on. Always make sure that you keep it as simple as possible. So just to end up, I have Facebook groups, Sparta Crafts People. This is just documenting what I'm going through, what I'm learning for it, and hopefully it will help other crafts people, other creatives, to actually get out there and get a bit more confident about what they do and see the options on the more high level bits of ways of marketing that can really make a difference. Last thing, one platform and post stuff, and that is it. That's you've really, I can't emphasize this enough. Get yourself out there, get started. Say I've got the I've got my Facebook group, or you just sort of look at Mars Beckler stuff, but make sure you don't get lost on the way. Make sure you've always got this simple process to follow. Get your one platform, start posting stuff out, start documenting your journey, inviting people into, so you can talk to them about not just buying what you do, but they're buying why you do it. Okay, thanks very much for your time. If you've got any comments or any questions, then put them down here, put them in the comments, and I will be sure to get back to them. And I hope this has helped.